Tonight we're going to touch on this really, really powerful word called money. Money. All right? Here we go. This is money. And we're going to break it down to the 5 acronyms. I'm going to start off with the first one, and from there, we kind of expound on it one by one, right? So the first one, M, stands for... Oh, I want to write in all caps so that you guys can really read my writing. Millioniare. All right? First one stands for millionaire. And millionaire to me is a very, very powerful word. In fact, is it okay I share with you my past experiences dealing with this really magical word called millionaire? And here we go. I went for one of the really, really renowned training program called Unleash the Power Within, UPW. How many of you heard of UPW? In fact, before I even enrolled into UPW, I was plowing through one of the really classic book written by my teacher, Tony Robbins. And most people never come across his classic reading. Most of you are probably reading the latest generation of his books. Latest generation as in defined as the last 10 years, all right? But one of his original writing is called Unlimited Power. So I really kind of pound through this book like 5, 6, 7 times, read, and kind of really amazed by the amazing stories of human unlimited power. So by the time Success Resources invited Tony Robbins to Asia for the first time, I went on out. I say, do or die, don't ask why. I better sign up for Unlimited Power Within UPW. And it was such a powerful program. But back then, I was like, not really have a lot of cash with me. And I was only able to buy the cheapest ticket, I remember in the last row of the stadium. All right. But, I made the money work because I already prepared myself way ahead of the actual live event of encountering Tony Robbins. I read Unlimited Power. And what has this got to do with this word called millionaire? It was in Unleash the Power Within, my goal and my inner dream was unleashed. And that dream was to become a millionaire. And I can still remember vividly clear, I wrote it down. I should become a millionaire by the age of 30 years old. And in fact, the word millionaire there, I put US dollars. I was that specific. I was not even thinking about Singapore dollars. I wrote it down, US dollar symbol, right? So that became my start of the journey while I had nothing. Please, most people always think that, oh, you're rich because you're second generation wealth, third generation wealth, and all that kind of stuff. No, I don't come from a rich family. My father is an engineer, and we come like kind of perhaps like we can call it middle class or something like that. He's been an employee all his life. And, we lost everything during the Cultural Revolution, and that is my family heritage. So in that regard, I'm not blessed with a lot of wealth, but I'm blessed with the wealth of wisdom. That's what I think of myself back then when I wrote down the very bold dream. Now I want to jump across and show you this really important data that all of us can kind of take reference on. And it's kind of mind-boggling, right? Because we are still on this word called millionaire. And the word is this. Number of millionaires in Singapore rose to more than 333,000 in the year 2023. This is like, what? Mind-boggling. How the heck we kind of be able to spin off to 333,000 millionaires? And then, our population is like, we call it 69, but right now it's 5.5, maybe 5.6 million people. 333,000 is significant based on the population count. And then I went back on the timeline and kind of traced back. Okay, I became a millionaire at the age of 30 years old, and that was in the year 2004. And I was able to retrieve back an article back then published by the Business Times in the year 2004. And I remember very clearly what happened. Here we go. Check this out. So it was in the year 2004. So let me write it down. 2004. Right? And back then, how many millionaires in my country? Very clearly. There were only like 30,000 millionaires. 30,000 millionaires, 2004. And if you take this number and kind of jump across to the other spectrum of what is happening now, like 2004, fast forward 20 years later, that's 2024, which is this year. And this year they published these crazy results, 333,000. That is a growth of more than 10x. How many of you remember I've been talking about 10x like crazy, right? 10x is like kind of my favorite topic. And the moment we say 10x is like, wow, how did that happen? We're not talking about any other numbers, but 10x of millionaires in Singapore over a span of 20 years. This is like mind-boggling. How many of you enjoy the sharing so far? If you enjoy, just type enjoy, enjoy. Oh, my good friend Diesel from Dubai. Thank you for joining us. And Kelvin from Beijing, thank you for joining us. All right. So hopefully go and spread the word, share our YouTube link to as many of your friends and villagers as possible, and let them know we are live stream. This is my first week coming back live stream on the YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Really, really happy to see Diesel, and send my greetings to Dr. Yanti as well. Okay, so we have fast forward 20 years, growth of 10 times, 10x of millionaires in this country. Then I got to take on the responsibility to show you another important statistical fact. How many of you want to know the real statistics of millionaires, not just in Singapore, but on the global scale? Because you want to see where you belong in this, what we call the pyramid of wealth. Ready? Here we go. Bang, bang. This is the global pyramid of wealth. Wow, this is like awesome. This is presented by UBS in a recent report released here in Singapore, right? So let me just get it up ready, all right? So as you can see, one of the most important numbers that we want to track is this number. Let me box it out. It is this part here that's telling us very clearly, today, there are how many millionaires on planet Earth? There's 58 million millionaires in the world on planet Earth. Now, that represents 1.5%, and I can tell you this number has jumped, all right? Previously, I remember it's like 0.8 or 0.75, depending on which year you're looking at the pyramid. Right now, it's went up above 1%. It's 1.5%. And if you think about 58 million of millionaires out there, oh my gosh, this is a big population count, isn't it? So if you can take a stone and just throw it out, like just throw a stone across, you probably hit someone who's a millionaire within your midst. That is the power of money. So we are back to this really magical word, and this magical word is called money. And since we are talking about money, I want to kind of flip across back here again, and want to make sure all of you are looking at the same stuff as I do. Here we go. Money, the first alphabet stands for millionaire. Now, the moment we think about millionaire, I kind of give you the stats, and also share with you a little bit briefly about where I came from, and why I'm so passionate in helping millions of people out there to become millionaire. In fact, my call to action right now for the next 50 years of my life is to help and build and create 1 million millionaires in my lifetime. And I think this is a worthwhile feat I can pass on. I will press on and endeavor to make sure this feat has been accomplished.